The Legendary Perk system is going live soon with update 22, but do you know what new perks is Bethesda adding to the game? I am testing all of them to show you what each perk really does. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. It's time to go over the legendary perks. I have tested all of them in the past few days and I'm about to show you what they do one by one in great detail. And yes, I know I did a video already about legendary perks in the past, but it was about the previous build before the rework. Now it's about the final version, which is going live soon. So if you would like to understand what each legendary perk does beyond its description, feel free to check the ones that interest you the most or take a sneak peek at them all. Why not? Knowledge is power after all. But before I explore the new perks, let me share a few quick facts about the legendary system. First of all, there are 26 legendary perks so far, but you can only equip 6 at a time. You need to unlock the legendary perk slots first though. It happens at level 50, 75, 100, 200 and 300. So you need 300 levels to unlock all the slots. That's right. Moving forward, the legendary perks have ranks as well and they require different amounts of perk coins. The first rank is always free, rank 2 costs 50 perk coins, rank 3 costs 100 and the last rank costs 150 coins. To fully upgrade a legendary perk to rank 4, you need 300 perk coins. For a full build with 6 legendary perks at the max level, you need 1800 perk coins. That's quite a grind, huh? Considering you only get 2 perk coins per rank of each normal perk card. With that being said, let's start with the legendary perk overview. What do they do and how do they work? You are about to find out. One of the main highlights of the legendary perk rework was the special perks, one for each attribute, so there are 7 in total. These perks can increase a specific attribute and they also enable extra normal perk slots for the same attribute, but they have some limitations here. Each special perk can give you up to 5 attributes each, and they all cap at 15 for the perk slots. Let me give you a few practical examples. I went for strength first, but as you can see, I maxed it out already. I have 15 strength. So if I choose this legendary perk, it will still boost my strength in the attributes tab, which means I get the extra carry weight and melee damage. However, it will not unlock any further perk slots in strength because I am already maxed out. On the other hand, I would love to get more intelligence just to increase my experience gain, but there is hardly any other active perks that could benefit my build. Now, if I go for agility or luck, the base attribute benefits might not be very meaningful for my build, but there's plenty of perks there I would love to have and play with. So in the end, it's all about finding that balance for your game style and understanding what can benefit your build the most, because boosting maxed attributes means you will lose half of the perk benefits. No more perk slots, but boosting attributes that aren't maxed out yet in your build just for the sake of it is not always a great idea. First, it might not benefit your build at all, and secondly, you might be forced to equip perks you hardly want or need. So yes, special perks will be a true topic for reflection and choice. Next, we have one of the most anticipated perks for Fallout 76. The Master Infiltrator will introduce new mechanics for the hacking and lockpicking skills. First of all, you no longer have to use the normal skills if you use this legendary perk, which means you can free some perk slots to use for something else. It also means you don't have to swap perks every time you come across a skill tree terminal or a locked item. You can simply unlock them all with just one single perk. It's basically 6 perks in one. But there is more. This legendary perk also introduces the auto unlock feature, which allows players to bypass the hacking or lockpicking features to instantly access or loot them, if they meet the requirements, of course. For example, to auto-access any terminal or locked item, you need to max out the Master Infiltrator perk. It does cost a lot of perk coins, but on the long run, it's totally worth it. It spares you from a lot of hassle, such as constant perk swaps, and you can even skip the bypass interface. Isn't that beautiful? Oh yes it is. The Ammo Factory is probably going to be the most used perk for ranged builds because it just holds so much value. As the description states, you can produce more ammo per craft, and this applies to every ammo type out there. The first rank only boosts your ammo production by 50%, which is already a lot, but this legendary perk has 4 ranks as all the others, and it can unlock up to 150% increased production. That's insane. I'm not even sure how is Bethesda releasing such a buff. But hey, I'm not complaining. We are going to need way more bullets since the One Wasteland system is boosting all enemies and it's also coming live. And well, tougher enemies with more HP and defense means you need way more bullets to kill them than before. So bring it on. Also, this perk stacks up with the Ammo Smith and with Super Duper, which means you can produce up to 330% more ammo per craft if all the perks trigger at once. 80% from Ammo Smith, 150% from the Ammo Factory, and 100% from the Super Duper. Now, that's just crazy, I have no words for that. At least I won't need to worry about crafting ultrasight heavy ammo every single day anymore, so that's a relief, and I really mean it. The Survival Shortcut is a brand new entry in the perk system since it generates an aid item over time. The amount generated increases as the waiting time decreases with every rank you unlock. At rank 4, you can get 2 survival syringes every 20 minutes, up to a stack of 10 maximum. Yes, the new buff is called Survival Syringer, and the perk will just pop up when the time is up. You will see the notification on the top left corner. It's just like magic. The aid item appears in your inventory and that's it. You cannot drop, sell or trade this item though. Now, this buff is really strong in terms of utility. First, it can heal diseases, only one at a time though, and it can fully restore your hunger and thirst bars. It works like a superfood. And yes, it does all of that at the same time. It's quite impressive, and it means you no longer have to farm disease cures or craft as much food to keep your survival bars in check. Tempting, Talking about generating aid items, there is another perk that does that. The Brawling Chemist can generate a combat aid item over time too. The new drug is called Super Chem MK1 and you get it just like magic as well, out of thin air. At rank 4, you can generate 2 chems every 40 minutes up to a stack of 5 units maximum. For melee builds, this legendary perk is a must-have since it offers you ideal buffs. It gives you 2 strength, it boosts your damage resistance by 25, and it increases your melee damage by 30%. So yeah, MK1 will become one of the best melee buffs out there, and it's free on top of that. However, for ranged builds, this aid item doesn't hold a lot of value, plus there are far better legendary perks to choose in my opinion, so you shouldn't really take this perk if you don't play melee. Alright, taking one for the team is possibly one of the strongest new perks. Why, you may ask? Because it's basically free extra damage. It doesn't permanently boost your damage, but it's pretty close. Here's how it works. First, you need to be part of a team, which shouldn't be much of a problem since you can enjoy free public team buffs now. Anyhow, the perk only triggers when enemies attack you first. Well, against melee targets this perk is not very effective, but against ranged enemies, that's another story. Now remember, with the one wasteland, player damage is getting nerfed and enemies are getting boosted as well, which means one-hitting everything is part of the past. So you really should take any extra damage you can after update 22, and this perk can provide up to 40% extra damage to any enemy who attacks you while you are in a team. That's a lot of damage, just saying. Also, keep in mind that lots of enemies will attack you before you can take them down, especially while fighting groups, such as super mutants, robots, blood eagles, scorched, anglers, and so many others. I am definitely going to rank up this perk, that's for sure. Next, we have another legendary perk with a lot of potential, a must-have for stealth builds, by the way. It will boost your ranged sneak attack damage up to 40%, and again, that's a lot of free damage to just ignore, even for no stealthy builds, I would say. However, this perk seems to be bugged right now, it doesn't trigger anymore. I spent hours trying to test it and I couldn't come to an actual conclusion. Now, in the previous test build, this perk was working fine and it would trigger very often when I used the Chinese stealth suit, for example, as you can see in the footage. So it could be that this new issue is just related to a display or notification bug, as some players have hinted so far, but we know Bethesda, maybe something broke and the damage is not being applied correctly anymore. I can't really tell since the sneak damage numbers don't show separately. Either way, Bethesda should fix this issue very soon since it worked perfectly a few weeks ago. And if you play Stealth Commando, don't forget to rank up this perk because it's really, really strong. What Rads is one of these perks that will make a lot of players happy, possibly everyone who uses a different build other than Bloodied, actually, because this perk can basically make you immune to radiation. First of all, it gives a lot of radiation resistance, up to 300 at rank 4, which is the same as running around with a Rad shield always active, pretty crazy. This means you will hardly take any radiation anymore. This perk stacks with 8 items as well, which means you no longer need to get inside your power armor in nuked areas. I mean, just look at that. With my Secret Service set and the first rank of What Rads and the Rad X, I have over 500 Rad resistance. Inside my power armor, I have 750. Now imagine with 250 more at rank 4 with this perk. Yeah, as I said, immune to radiation. Now there's another amazing thing about this perk, it heals radiation over time too, up to 6 health per second. It has the same effect as a Radaway, healing your missing HP as it heals the radiations. So this also means you no longer need to use Radaways or use showers. It's slow but steady, it works very nicely. With this perk you have a self-Rads healing anywhere you go, and that's amazing. You should really max this perk if you don't play a Bloodied build. It's a lot of packed value in just one perk. Blood Sacrifice is most likely the weakest legendary perk of them all, in my opinion at least. I mean, unless you are a sadist player who just wants to die and provide some sort of value to other players, I can see this perk being useful. It's very situational and there are literally over 20 legendary perks with more value than this one. So with this perk active, when you die, you will give a buff to other nearby teammates, boosting their damage resistance up to 40 and healing their HP up to 70 over 14 seconds. Even the buff itself is weak. I mean, in 14 seconds you have time to die multiple times if you are in danger. Anyway, this perk cannot be spammed since it has a short cooldown for a few minutes, and it also has a large area of effect, which means if your teammate dies quite far away, you still receive the perk buff. I don't advise anyone to take this perk, it's a pure waste of a legendary slot in perk coins. I can't even think of any reason anyone would take and rank up this perk. Nope, nothing so far. Do let me know if you think this is useful. I would like to see an opposite opinion on this one. I know what you are thinking. Where are the rest of the legendary perks? Well, there are 11 left and the video was over 30 minutes already, so I decided to split it into two. I know you guys are not very fond of extra long videos. So that's it for part 1 of the legendary perks overview. Do let me know what you think, which new perk is your favorite so far, do you agree with my opinions, and so on. Well, I am Arthur Branco, thank you so much for watching, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Until then, take care, adeus, bye bye!